Kathy Halber, and I am on this committee as a citizen representative. You're up.
Oh, I'm Doug Pavlik. I'm on as a citizen representative.
I'm Terry Wedwick and I'm on as County Board Supervisor.
Phil Grassman, Chief Deputy for the Sheriff's Department.
Soon to be.
Soon to be sheriff.
Congratulations.
Thanks, I think.
Mr. Wallace.
Wallace, Sheriff on the Whale. And another congratulations.
Does Roy want to come in our meeting? He seems confused. Okay,
Tyler Atchison, I'm the EHS coordinator for Rockwell Automation.
Facility representative.
Mike Raven, I'm filling in for Grotzinger Mayor, District 3 City Council.
And Tom Hall, Rose County Emergency Management.
okay, thanks. Approval of minutes from our last meeting,
I did lay some here.
October 11.
So moved.
Bill? Jeff?
Jeff.
Yeah.
Second.
Doug? We're going too fast, huh?
Nope, I got that one.
Okay, any changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public comment? Okay, accept the membership list.
All right, so I emailed out the membership list, which looks like this, if you didn't see it. There'll be an addition for Robert Grotzinger right here. This page has only got so many spots, so when you're gonna get into page 2, Mike Raven is now Robert's alternate.
Okay,
So he's here in his place. That's why I moved the membership thing above the election of officers, so we could get him on and then,
oh, okay,
yeah.
well, thanks, Mike.
So that is the list.
So. Okay,
So you can take me off the list.
right,
You will come off in September.
September.
Yep, that's the next, we'll vote on the updates in September. They said we should do it as of today.
Okay.
I asked the state, they said, just do it as of today, and because you're also the community emergency coordinator, and that will go to Phil automatic by statute on this committee, so which if something happens, hazmat is a big deal, then they call him and they call me. So, and then we call the hazmat team, and I call Kathy for.
You and I will be a mile upwind.
That way. Upwind, uphill.
Yeah, if you're still on the hook, then.
you can scroll down.
Yep. So that's the whole group.
Okay,
Some have alternates, others do not. I think for the most part, though, we have everybody with an alternate now. Cause you said Nathan was staying on as yours, right?
Yep.
So that's right. Guy and Justin for now out at the highway, but they're not open on Friday, so I told them not to come in for overtime
Yeah.
for this.
okay,
But, so that's the current list, plus Mike as the alternate for the elected position.
okay, so we're just gonna amend that list to add Mike,
I'll just add him, and if we
and then you're
approve
gonna,
it with that addition, I will send it back up.
okay, and you're gonna keep trying to track down Mark?
Yes, oh yeah, he's around somewhere, I don't know. I might have one letter wrong in his email, who knows?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so I need a motion to approve the amended membership list to include Mike.
I make a motion to approve the.
Doug made the motion, a second,
I'll second it.
Mike seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Right, so now we need to elect a chair and a vice chair. And so the CEC is Jeff until he retires
yep,
April 1st, March 31st, and
something,
then it becomes
then it automatically becomes Phil.
Phil.
Yep, and Phil will have to name his replacement at that time, so we'll actually have 2 more to, at least to change in September. That's fine,
Oh, so Phil has to name his alternate.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah, the original members are appointed by the county board chair. The alternates are selected by the members. So, and accepted by the group.
Okay. So we need a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary?
No, just the chair and vice chair, the other two are automatic.
Okay. Right, any nominations for chair?
I nominate Kathy Halber.
I second. I didn't want to do it.
Any other nominations?
Um,
Yeah, Phil?
we can go off the quorum before this meeting or?
I'm the one who reads all Tom's stuff.
Which I highly appreciate. Old Fat fingers here makes
That
mistakes.
was a really fast throw under the bus.
Yeah, and she didn't get up and walk out, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, any other nominations? We do this 3 times, all right?
Yeah.
Other nominations? Okay, everybody averting their eyes, I saw that. All right, all in favor of me continuing as chair?
Aye.
Okay. And then vice chair, so what do we do about that? Since Mark's not here and we don't know if he's still.
We can still put him in there.
We're gonna-
In September.
Anybody want it?
Anybody want it? Doug?
Anybody wants the vice chair?
No.
Anybody want to make a nomination?
He's not here.
Sure.
I'm good right now. I'm getting my bearings.
I'll make a motion that we leave Mark Schmidt as right there.
Second.
Anybody want to talk about this some more? We'll just move on. All in favor? Yep, Doug?
Well, you're gonna ask him then, right? Make sure he's gonna stay on. Then
yeah.
if he decides
He didn't
not
have any
to-
problem the last time. He just didn't want to be chair
Right.
last time, yeah.
All right, all in favor of Mark continuing as vice chair?
I,
Okay, opposed? Right, congratulations, Mark. Please come back.
Congratulations, Kathy.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
All right.
Gives us guidance.
Hazmat computer grant application for 2025.
The computer grant is a state grant, so there's no problem with what's going on in the feds with the state grant. It's usually $2,000 a year, and then every 4th year, there's a $6,000 one. We spent that last year, $3,700 for a new ID printer. Because ours is getting 5, 6 years old, so I bought that with that grant, and it does credentialing too, which there's a couple fire departments would like to start credentialing their members. It says on the back what they're trained to do. So that printer I'm gonna set up on my computer to do credentialing. I talked to the guy this week at conferences. He's gonna help me with that, so. But that's for information. That will be applied for in April. Doesn't come up till April, and they don't pay it out till, I'm still not paid out for last year. So about the time we get paid out is when the new.
What are you gonna use the new $2,000 for?
Typically either do laptops or radios, something like that. I haven't really earmarked anything for it yet.
So, forestry needs new communications.
Correct, but I cannot buy something for outside office. It has to stay in the EM office.
Buy something for the county that,
No, it has to be used by EM. So I tried to, well, I bought 100 weather radios one year and I got spanked for that. So they said, it says right in the grant, you can only buy one. And I said, proved it. So we got 100 of them. And I think I got one left of that 100. I mean, people really gobbled.
That
them
did
up.
a good job on.
Yeah,
After
we had
the
them everywhere.
tornado, that was a
Yeah.
big,
Yeah, that was a lot of weather radios. We got them, a lot of elderly and that stuff that don't get out.
community places.
Yeah. And they went all over in the county. I mean, we versed them really well, I think. But that's what that's about.
are there 2 grants? Is it
No, it's hazmat computer. We don't do the hazmat grant because we don't have a hazmat team, but that's still what it's called. So, and we could use it for hazmat equipment like booming and stuff like that.
PPE? Can you buy
I
PPE?
can buy PPE. I keep it. The one year I kept it aside because we had used some stuff from Enbridge for training. And then I went together with them to replace that, and that was an allowed expense. So we boomed the river down, way down south of Bruce down there, and then pretended we spilled oil, and it was a good training. They did the training themselves, and Enbridge did, and it was good. But then you're using up equipment, so then we helped them replace the equipment. Price County participated in that too.
most of those folks have, their own hazmat too, like Enbridge and the railroad. and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, they're faster than Rice Lake.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty
Yeah.
focused on their spills,
Yeah.
their accidents, but
When the CN train hit the garbage truck over
Remember like,
Cranberry Lake Road in Warehouser, the guy from Stevens Point was here before the DNR got there. I said, no,
They moved.
how'd you get here? Where's your helicopter? Because I'd walked down to see the train and I was coming from home, which is halfway here.
yeah.
And I walked down to look at the train because it was spewing diesel out the side. By the time I got back, he was there. So it was fast. So I don't know where he was, but Ken moves pretty fast. So, and he came with pull the boom over his shoulder and boom the shoulder,
Yeah.
Rick immediately. So that was good. They, like you say,
Yeah,
they know what,
pretty sure.
I'm not competing with them guys, just let them have at her. And the DNR was, I mean, if anybody went over there, I mean, Phil's been up there, Jeff's been up there. That site looks way better than it did before. They rip-wrapped it, they did a nice job when they redid it there.
bush trees too.
Took some trees out, yeah, they could see better. So
Okay, so that's informational, right?
that's just informational. I will be applying for that, yes.
Okay, the strategic plan?
I sent that out to everybody. It's a bigger document. You grab it for the mouse, but this computer doesn't have enough ports to plug it in. Mr. Wedwick had a question because it duplicates itself here and then, whoops, stop that. Why it's doing that?
That's moving.
All
Pretty
right.
exciting. I don't know what I did to make it do that, but it's not stopping. Great.
We'll
Get the space
pass that
Wow.
faster.
Yeah.
Just close it. There's a place in the, there's spill history and then there's hazard analysis. And it's completely, almost a complete duplication. And I don't know why it's that way. It's always been that way, but I'm gonna ask the guy from the state because he's more familiar with that than I am. It might be because it's two different sections. It has to be listed that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, your hazard analysis is more like kind of worst case
Yeah.
situations, right? And then the spill history is what's actually happening.
Actually, yeah, and they both
So-
list the spill history and I don't.
But it's identical.
Yeah,
It's identical here.
And so I,
But-
I asked him, I said, can't you just say see history below rather than redoing the same
Taking up a whole
Or you
page.
could beef up your hazard analysis. I mean, they do serve two different purposes.
Right.
It's just the way that it's.
And the hazard analysis I pull right out of the hazmat part, I pull right out of our hazard mitigation plan. So
Right.
that's what Northwest Regional Planning writes for us after we have all our meetings and talk about it. So,
Yeah.
which we're gonna talk about a little bit later. So, at the meeting.
So my personal opinion is they should stay two separate sections. And if it seems repetitive, we can beef up the hazard analysis.
Analysis more.
Which I can help you do if you
Mhm.
want, but it really should be, what's the worst case thing that can happen? Like train
It's
derailment,
identical.
chlorine spill. Well,
It's
I want to
identical.
throw Tom under the bus, but it's, we can beef that up.
Mhm.
So you want us to,
No, I
rewrite
just,
that
I just,
section
I just
and-
question it because you've got two identical
He
things.
didn't know if I duplicated it and
yeah.
didn't know I
yeah.
did it. And I said, no, it's two different sections.
And I saw it and I thought, well, why waste all that? I mean, because they've got it in both places and so
And
on.
there's probably at least 3, maybe 4 different hazard analysis that get done in the county. So it's it's complicated because public health does one, the hospital does
Right.
one, we do one, the county as a whole does one. There's quite a few of them floating around out there and they're not all the same.
So do we need to approve it now or can we rewrite it and approve it in October?
We can postpone it till October when we do all the other plans. That's fine.
Or we can rewrite it contingent on changing the hazard
Analysis,
section
yeah.
to be more reflective.
Well, I don't care. I just noticed that it's duplicate and it's like, why duplicate it in two places? Just say, see,
Yeah,
what is it on page?
yeah.
One's a spill history and the other one's
Spill
hazard.
history.
Right. The other one says, you could just say, see West County spill history, and that has the same thing as what was.
Eliminate that page
Right.
worth of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I
I've seen that before and I'm like,
just questioned it.
it's always been, so.
Okay, so let's push this to October and I will get with Tom to rewrite the hazard section. Any objections to that?
Since it's an agenda item, I'll make a motion to do that.
Okay,
Second.
so we have a motion to push the strategic plans to October. We're in between now and then. Rewrite it. Made the motion, and I think Phil. Jeff. Sorry.
Somebody did.
Second, somebody over there. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Just along with that, though, we did have 1, 2, 3, what was it, 8? 8 spills.
Mhm.
Ag fertilizer, diesel, oil that was seen in a ditch, sewage, hydraulic oil, tar that was dumped in the ditch, another hydraulic oil, coolant oil. All of them were investigated by the DNR. The only reason they would come back to the LEPC is if the DNR thought DNR fined them and they didn't pay the fine, or there was a bigger cost for cleanup, then it goes back to the spiller if they know who it is. And we didn't get any of those back. We haven't for 3, 4 years. The DNR kind of takes care of that. Those are the spills. That's the big thing. And there's just what the spills were. And none of them were in the 1,100 gallons of ag fertilizer was spilled in a field. So they probably got grass 8 feet tall in one spot. So I don't think they dug the dirt out. They just left it there.
So there was that one, looking at that one I found on certs that wasn't on your list. Who was
No, I
that?
called the DNR spill people that I get my stuff from, and they didn't have any record of it. So it wasn't reported to them.
Well, that's where I got it from though.
Yeah, and I'm like, I sent them what you sent. Well, you sent me a little clip of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I sent that to them and they said, yeah, we can't find that one. So I don't know why. They can't find that.
That was, Henry. It was at Henry.
Oh, that was the oil one. That's on here.
Oh,
That's,
that one.
what do they call it? They called it a spill with injury. Coolant oil, unknown amount, unknown recovered, the last one. That was Henry. And it was documented differently because there was an injury. I got a burnt arm or something, so it was in a totally different place. But yeah, I did get that one from, I couldn't find it because I was looking for oil, not coolant.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not on your EPCA list though, are they?
Henry,
Yeah,
they're a tier. Oh, I don't know if they put,
right. They're not.
I don't know if they do a tier 2. They should.
Right.
They should.
But that just changed this last year with that tier. Machinery.
Right, when they put.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Maybe it would be this year they would. I'll have to go look and see if they're in there this year.
Yeah,
Cause this is based off of last year. Done, Bessie.
because I didn't think we had them on our list.
I think they were up with that management talk.
No, they are not on the list currently. So I will check. Henry rifle. Okay. I will look that up. Can't do that on this computer because it's not mine. It's off to the room.
Okay, so let's go back up to the EPCA and the.
All right, we gotta publish that every June, every year, but we always do it in June so we don't forget. That's just under the EPCA is Community Right to Know Act. You have to publish it. It has to be in a newspaper, can't be any other way. So we have that put in the paper every year. So I'll get that done in June.
Any motion?
No,
IPP?
IPP. Gotta figure out how to get there without shutting everything else off. Oh, that ain't the right button. Oh, it came up before. There we go. So the IPP is something new that we do now in the county. It's required on the emergency management side, and IPP stands for Integrated Preparedness Plan. So what this is it's a 3-year plan, and it's what we're gonna try to accomplish here in the county in the next 3 years. Like for instance, last year I put in communications, that we're updating our communications because that's a big deal. We need to get, it's old. That got postponed again till 25 because you're not gonna get it done. It'd probably still be on there in 26 as we're cleaning things up. Yeah, it shouldn't be, but it might be. So anyway, that's how it works. If you can't get it done this year, you postpone it till next year. You gotta have 3, I have to have 3 different things we're looking at. Sorry, this will take a little while to scroll down. These are who I contact. I added the Russ County LEPC because I would like you guys to participate. Anybody that has any input they would like to give before the next one's due. The plan will be after our September meeting to have our IPP workshop this year. And then anybody from the LEPC that wants to stay can participate in that workshop. We have to either have a workshop or a survey. I did a survey in 23, got 90 some results. I did a survey in 24 and got 14 results. So it's that way of doing it. It's dying. We're better off to just have a meeting of whoever's interested. It's about training. It's about equipment. It's about exercising. That's what the IPP is about. So, and I don't know how many of you know what POETI is. I'm guessing Kathy knows what POETI is, but it's you plan, you equip, you organize, excuse me, I had them backwards, organize, equip, train, and then exercise. So majority of grants are going to be tied to the IPP now, just like it is to the hazard mitigation plan with that plan. If you don't have one, you're not going to get grants. So I write it on behalf of the whole county, but anybody can have input. You know, is there something your department needs training on? Is there something county-wide you see we need training on? Things like that. From our threat analysis, these are the big things in our threat analysis. It's tornado, rail, natural disasters, wildfires, and cyber security. Cyber keeps moving up the list. I went to a couple of trainings this earlier this week on cyber. And they said they used to, if they're gonna go after a sheriff department dispatch, that's what they would do, is they would pound dispatch to try to get, their stuff in there so they could control things and shut them down. Now they just take a whole handful of things and throw them out there and see who they get. So he said they're getting more sophisticated because then that confuses the dispatch center might get hit with 10 different viruses in one day. And by the time IT gets one figured out, the other ones are already hammering away on them. So cyber will probably move up IPP. If you want to look at this, I can send it to you. It's not great reading. I'll admit that. But it's required now for our emergency management grant. Come on. I was going to go down here. So here's the order for this year, 24, 25, and 26. This is actually last year's. I don't know why I didn't bring 25. I got 24s on here. They didn't change because of my broken leg and some stuff with my wife. I didn't change any of the priorities from last year to this year. Communications, get that fixed. Response to transportation accidents like train derailments. We've done some exercises with that now, but just to make sure we're ready. Communications with that is another thing. And then damage assessment after the storm. We had at 22, we did a pretty good job after the storms. I mean, Terry was out taking pictures. Everybody was out taking pictures and documenting. A lot of our townships got money back out of that deal, so that's good. It's gonna be moving forward just about impossible to get money out of FEMA.
You mean, because FEMA's not gonna exist?
Yeah, they might not even be around. Yeah, so,
Get a blank check out of
yeah, and a lot of the grants, like our BRIC grant that goes to pay for our hazard mitigation update, is a FEMA grant. Because the ball is already rolling on this one, they can't stop this one, but in 5 years, we might have to come up with $80,000 between the 5 counties to make that happen. So anyhow, that's what our things are. It goes, as you go through it, it has, here's your priorities. What do you think your weaknesses are? What training do you need? Blah, blah, blah. Just continue on that track. So that's the IPP.
You're gonna send it to the committee and your workshop's gonna be on September 12th?
On September 12th, after our meeting. Yeah. So if you could stay or you want to have input, you stay. If you don't, you go home. So that's that one. The other one I just wanted to hit on is our hazard mitigation update. This is another lengthy plan. It's 156 pages long. West Regional Planning creates this plan for us, and they don't change a lot of things. I'm just scrolling down to one of the hazard analysis sheets. Take me forever that way.
So, and you invited the different municipalities, right, to participate? Did you?
Correct. Everybody got an email to respond, to participate. The only two I got back
Did you check?
were Bruce and Hawkins.
Oh, you did get Hawkins?
Yeah.
Jill? Okay,
Yeah, actually Lisa, who's
okay,
on it as a write-in, poked her for me and said, yeah, she'll be there. So
okay,
as soon as we get a meeting, a public notice will go out like this, that we're having a meeting,
okay.
for the hazard mitigation plan. We have to have 5 of them between now and September. And this is, I'm sorry, it's sideways, but this is something how we rate.
I think that little arrow,
What's that?
that little arrow thing next to 156, does that turn it?
Top center of your page,
Yeah,
Yeah.
see next to 156, that half circle.
that thing,
Okay.
that rotate now on the new one. I don't know these things because I have the old. So here's the different, as this is how Sheldon ranked theirs last time. And then they score it on all those other things and that gives it the total score. And then that goes into that's the hazard analysis for Sheldon then. The other thing the townships and communities have to do is their critical infrastructure. So do they have a water tower? Do they have a sewer system? Do they have, the churches are usually listed, things like that, schools. That's on another page of this thing. So that's why they have to update theirs. I can't do that. The townships fall under the county. So if the townships don't adopt it by resolution, they automatically follow the county one. But anybody who's incorporated has to do their own. Otherwise, they don't get any hazard mitigation dollars.
So, and all you have is Bruce and Hawkins, so
So
you.
far. Oh, Ladysmith. Ladysmith always participates, yes.
Okay,
So Robert always already asked me about that too, and if he couldn't come, if you could, and I said, yeah, send Mike over. He knows what's going on.
okay.
So.
So you're
yeah.
missing Sheldon and,
Sheldon usually participates. They did last time. I sent it to the clerk. That's where they all go. That's the only list I have of all those people is the clerks through the clerk's office. So that's where it goes. And I think Terry gets it because I think I sent it to you because you're on the county board. And he's my chairman for the Emergency Services Committee who oversees this. So, but yeah, so I'll keep, when I send this out. I'll keep
are you
that.
thinking you're gonna have that?
It'll probably be mid-April for the first one. Have one in April, one in May, probably 2 in June, 1 in July, 1 in August to clean it up, and then approve it in September. So this goes through, they get the plan all together, they send it back, you have to review it at that last meeting and have a public open house where people from the public can come and view it if they want. We've never had anybody there in the 2 different cycles we've done already. And then it has to be approved by resolution by the villages, the city, and the county separately. Townships don't have to approve it, but if they want their own plan, then they have to do this. They have to participate. It's a match grant. So it's about, I think it was 86,000 for all to create this thing again, for 4 or 5 counties. And then there's a part that the county has to pay if we don't in kind. So you're coming to the meeting, you're gonna get a mileage thing that you put down your mileage and how much time you spent here. And when we have meetings, that counts, you know, how many people signed in, things like that for how many hours. And that goes toward your match. Both of the last 2 times we didn't have to pay anything. It was all covered by the match. So the in-kind stuff, people coming to meetings and stuff like that. So we hope we get enough participation to at least do that. So that's just what I wanted to bring this time. You guys will be involved in this. The LEPC will, so everybody will get I didn't give it to you the first time because some of you, I shouldn't say all of you are going to be involved. You get to decide if you're involved in that. So, you know, Mike, you might be because of the city. Kathy, you might be just because of your chair of this committee. If Doug is for the fire department or whatever, it doesn't really need community input. It's more municipal leader input. fire departments, stuff like that. You might have some training you want on this. You know, if you want some training on tornado stuff, for instance, the Skywarn classes, I'm trying to set those up now. You know, last year I set them up, I think Kathy and I were at 2 of them. Other than that, there wasn't many people there. Maybe 6, 10. It'd be nice to get 20 people at those things, you know. They come all the way from the cities to put them on. It'd be nice to fill the room for them. We just haven't done that. So anyhow, that's what the hazard mitigation plan is. Questions on that, I guess? Again, I didn't send that out because it's a huge document. It has to come out individually. So if you want one, let me know and I'll email it to you. But it's big, you know, 156 pages. Some emails won't handle that. So, and some block it because it's so big because they think it's a virus.
Is there like a link where you can?
It's already on the county website, the old
Oh,
one
okay.
is. So if you go to emergency, you got to go to services, emergency management, and on the emergency management main page, if you look at hazard mitigation plan, it's right there. So we did that because it's too big really to send out to everybody.
Oh, it's on record over at the city hall. You send it to somebody over there. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
just, they can get on it then and.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Robert must have looked at it because he said he wanted to participate for sure.
Okay, very good.
So, or have somebody like you participate. So
Okay. Any questions about that process plan?
I think that was everything I had on here, wasn't it?
Hey, any reports from anybody? There?
The new guy. That's something.
Mike, anything from the city?
You know, while you're looking at the resource pages here, you still have done paper down here. You might want to change
That's
it.
their name.
No.
It is.
Parent company is Complete Paper.
Oh,
Done
it is?
paper under Complete Paper. They
Oh,
haven't taken
cool.
on that other name yet.
I thought it changed hands. Okay.
It changed hands, but they didn't change their name. Phil said they changed their name, Hunter Shoots, but it's not on their paperwork to the state, so I can't change it. So as soon as they change it, then it'll get changed in our plan.
But I think it's important that we ask you every time.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
It's coming up.
I go look and she asked me and I went and looked, and I went,
Phil asked,
Paper.
I asked you.
yeah, it's done paper, Complete Paper, it says is the parent company. Okay, cause it's got a different name too.
Yeah, can't you just put DBA, Bio Origin?
But that's sub,
And
In parentheses, Bio Origin or something, yeah.
DBA, Bio Origin, parentheses, and
Any
then,
business has
yeah,
Bio.
Origin.
Origin, I think they're subsidiary.
Yeah, and they're the ones that got the new plan this year. So they'd never planned before because they've never had anything extremely hazardous. They planned, but not for extremely hazardous. And they've got like 6,000 pounds of sulfuric acid there now. They went from nothing portable to over 1,000. They have to do a plan. So that'll come up in the fall. Approved it last fall. So it was the first year.
Sheriff's office? Changes coming?
Lots of changes coming.
Sheriff, new chief deputy, new jail administrator.
The new employees
Yeah, new front desk.
always are hiring every year.
I'm gonna go.
Never seems to end, does it?
Always have an active hiring process. But roll with it.
Congratulations on your retirement. See you at the restaurant. Did you get new siding? Looks nice.
Working on
Yeah, looks good. Barry, anything?
No.
Doug?
Nope.
All right, next meeting is September 12th. Do we have to be in here now or
no, I
easier?
just didn't know how many we were gonna have today, so I thought we'd try it in here because the other group only said they had 5. So I thought, well, if we get 10, that's crammed a lot of people in that little room. And they didn't have it set up for the meetings like this, but they got it set up in the last.
Take it 9 AM.
Yeah, can we do
Yes.
9 instead of
Did I
10?
have 10 in there? No, I didn't even put it.
No, but
No, but I'll put.
historically, it's been 10. I asked him to move it up to 9. 9's good. Okay,
And it'll be between this room or the other room.
It'll be one of the two. Yep, it has to be in this building according to our bylaws, so.
all right. Can you adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second,
All right. It's a wrap. Thanks, everybody.
I'm gonna be happy. He'll know I've been here.
Get in the minutes. Well done.
Yeah, in a minute. And I actually got everything this time.
All right.
Last time I had to
Well,
call.
I did a better job of,
Did you take some notes too?
I did not, but I said